September the 12th, autumn fruits. Gilbert White wrote in 1791, redbreasts feed on elderberries, enter rooms and spoil the furniture. The middle of September is said to be the best time to collect wild edible fruits. There was a time when London children had the day off to collect them. There are always days in September when you are sure to be hit by a falling acorn as you walk through an oak wood. In pine woods, there are many more needles falling than usual, as well as the occasional cone. Some oaks carry so many acorns in full mast years that the whole tree will already be tinged with yellow. Hazelnuts, although not quite ready yet, are said to be at their best and most milky this month. The streets of London are now lined with rowans and white beans, largely covered in scarlet berries. The green husks of horse chestnuts stand out well, as do endless berries on pyracanthas and cotoneasters. Keys are now falling from ash trees and maples. Many of the maples have attractive red edges to their keys, and this even extends to sycamores. Lime fruits are also spinning down, and in wilder areas, old female birch catkins are disintegrating into thousands of tiny winged seeds. Perhaps the most striking of the bunches of seeds we notice on trees this month are the rose and lime-coloured seeds on the tree of heaven, Elianthus altissima. Newly grown pods also start to be noticed on honey locusts and Indian bean trees, as well as the more tropical-looking tassels of seeds on Caucasian wingnuts. In more open areas, the seeds of poplars, willows, thistles, and willow herbs all continue to float by, and goosegrass and burdock fruits get stuck to our boughs. This harvest does not go unnoticed by London's fauna, many of which have their own particular favourites. Hawthorn yew and elderberries are especially sought after by blackbirds and thrushes, a fact borne out by the frequent blue patches of their feces beneath elderberries and carmine patches beneath yews, where the birds have gorged themselves. Missel thrushes are known to guard rowan trees, driving off any other bird that wants to feed, and wood pigeons are often shocked with their crops bulging with acorns. In woods, any harvest beneath trees gets quickly dispersed by squirrels, mice, jays, nuthatches, and even rooks. Some birds have even been known to get drunk on rotting apples. In country lanes, hedgerows are also starting to carry a lot of different fruits. Hawthorn berries and rosehips are particularly common, the latter being loved by finches, which have beaks stout enough to tear the fibrous hips to get at the seeds within. There are many different hawthorns to be found in London's gardens, but few are more striking than the 300-year-old wild veterans to be found in Richmond Park. The twining stems, often with shriveled leaves of both black and white bryony, also now get noticed more in hedgerows. Black bryony has heart-shaped leaves with a high gloss, whereas white bryony has leaves with 5 distinct lobes. They are called black and white on account of the colour of their roots rather than their fruits, both of which are red. Those on black bryony being a vivid, shiny red, and those of white bryony being pinkish red and dull. Although these hanging clusters of succulent-looking berries ask to be picked, they are both poisonous. 15 berries of black bryony have been known to kill a child, and an even smaller amount of white bryony berries can do the same, both causing a burning sensation in the mouth shortly after they are eaten. White bryony may then cause the tongue and esophagus to swell so much that breathing gets restricted, but black bryony has even been known to cause paralysis in livestock. Even so, cattle have been known to break down fences to get at these berries, to which they seem addicted. Herbalists at one time used to cleanse filthy sores and griefs of the head with them. Caesar Augustus was even said to have worn a wreath of bryony to protect him from being hit by lightning during thunderstorms. Another common climber we now see with poisonous red berries in hedgerows is bittersweet, Solanum dulcamara. These berries, once eaten, cause no immediate symptoms, but after a short delay bring on dizziness, drowsiness, and trembling. A close relation, black nightshade, Solanum nigrum, which is more often seen in gardens, has small blackberries which are harmless when eaten ripe, but can cause delirium if consumed unripe. The berries of yet another hedgerow climber, honeysuckle, are also now ripe. These tend to be naturally sticky, but are still a favourite food of marsh tits, which are sometimes seen to hover whilst collecting them. Strawberries with their icing sugar bloom are also ripening in hedgerows. They tend not to be picked till after the first frost, when they are said to make better gin. In woods, the bright vermillion berries of lords and ladies, arum maculatum, are now a common sight. This strange-looking plant, with its warm-to-touch flowers, has excited man's imagination for so many centuries, it has over 100 different country names. The present one, relatively recent, having only been used since the 6th, 17th century. Another common one, cuckoo pint, is likely to be Anglo-Saxon. Pharmacists used to boil the berries in rose oil to make eardrops. Once again, this most inviting of berries can cause the mouth to burn before alarming red spots develop over the rest of the body. Fortunately, the soreness in the mouth happens so quickly that most people don't eat enough to get the spots. A wide range of fruits can be seen this month, just walking London streets and visiting its plant collections. For wild fruits, a walk along the North Downs can always be recommended.